Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that do this work in truth and sincerity. And the title of this lesson is Evil Shall Grow Upon the Earth. Okay, and a quick summary of what I want to go into is basically, evils are growing, but people are oblivious, in the earth. And, when you're out and about, or as I say, as I was out and about, and as you brothers as well and sisters be out and about, sometimes you go to different stores, and maybe you go to a restaurant, or maybe you just go somewhere, anywhere, and you just sometimes happen to hear the conversations of people, just to see where their mind at, just to see what they thinking. Are they up to date on what's going on in the world? Basically just to see where people's minds at, and also just to be circumspect, of the whole situation, to see if other people are circumspect. And, basically, you listening to what they have to say or whatnot. And, these people are oblivious, man. Some of these people are just so oblivious to what's going on, and, ultimately what's to come. I was at this place of business, and, basically, you had these two older gentlemen sitting down, and they were just talking about like life and different things like that. And, when you listen to some of these Edomites' lives, their lives are so more better painted than Jake's, man. They got money, they got houses, they got land, they got riches. Wow. Our people don't have anything. The scriptures say we have no continuing city. We don't have an army, we don't have anything, we don't have a land to call our own. But we do, but we've been exiled because from that land, taken from that land because of our disobedience. So, when you listen to these Edomites, man, they have it all. They got the fatness of the earth. And listening to these Edomites, even in the condition that the world is in, a lot of them, they just think that America's just gonna bounce back. They think that America's gonna, land back on its feet and become great again. And that's just not the case, man. And it's basically gonna take these people over. It's gonna take these people over. It's gonna take their mind over. When there's destruction and all these calamities befall these people, man. They ain't gonna know what to do, because they had assurance and insurance, in this place, man, which isn't going to continue, man. It's gonna fall. It's gonna be destroyed. And all their hopes and their dreams that they believe in this place is gonna crumble, and they're gonna lose it when that happens. But just listening to those men speak, just gave me an idea of, where some of these people's minds are, man. We know to measure these times diligently, by the ways of the sun and the moon, and, different prophecies that happen in the earth, because these heathen, they're not paying attention to these signs, or, it's not even meant for them, even 2/3 of Jake, they believe, in the American dream, and getting a piece of the American pie, so they also going to befall, they're also going to be tripped over and cast in a net when these things, come upon the earth. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into some scriptures. I don't want to be long-winded. This is Second Ezra 16:21. It says, "Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case." And that's, these Americans, they think themselves to be in a good case. They can go home, to a house that they paid for, land that they have, that they stole, the comforts of their home, which is being able to have access to food and water at any time, at any moment, being able to drive so-called freely anywhere you want to go, be having access to different medicines, being able to use your restroom, take a bath and do all these things, these luxuries that people take for advantage. They take advantage of these things. Or should I say, what's the word I'm looking for? They take for granted these things. All right, Shalakia. They take, they really don't know how good they have it. So they think it's always accessible, and it's not going to be. We see what's going on with this war, all right, and these people in Israel and these other countries that have resulted in the acts of war. They lost everything. They've turned into third world countries, and civilized countries turn into uncivilized countries, and or what they would call civilized. You have again, like I said, Israel. You have Afghanistan, all these different places that Esau has put his hand and reached his hand into. Those places are dysfunctional now. And pretty soon America is going to be dysfunctional as well, because America has done these to these other nations. So what? The Lord is about balance. These same things that America has done to these other countries are going to be coming to this side of the earth, man. All right, and these average Americans ain't gonna know how to maneuver when these things happen, because been pacified, of the comfortabilities of this life, being able to see a doctor whenever you need to for a cut, a scrape, a bruise, a sprain, being able to get these medicines, all these things, man, are but temporary, man. So they think themselves to be in a good case because of this. All right. And it says, and even then evils shall grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So before the C-19 pandemic, all right, happened, this was the mind state of these people. Now that the Lord has, pretty much turned up the heat on these prophecies, people are starting to realize, some are starting to realize, that America is not as stable as they thought it was, that it's not as great as they thought it was. And, they're turning their back. They're not as patriotic. They're not as, assured in the future of America as they were before, man. All right. And it's in the air and people can feel it, and these things have grown while people was in their complacency. All right. So now, since, people have ignored reality, reality has hit them in the face, and they struck. All right. They distorted. All right. They're bothered, So these are the things that these people are facing, and some of them are completely oblivious, But we're gonna continue here. This is Psalms 49 and 11, it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. It says they shall call their lands after their own, and that's the mind state of Esau, Edom. But Jake, Israelites have also adopted the belief of Esau, which is a part of Stockholm Syndrome. Matter of fact, let's get the definition of Stockholm Syndrome, because I ain't brought that out in a minute. All right. It says Stockholm Syndrome is a proposed condition or theory that tries to explain why hostages sometimes develop a physiological bond with their captives. It is supposed to result, let's see here. Let's find a better definition. So it says the psychological condition of a victim who identifies with and sympathizes with their captives or abuser of their goals. So that's the mindset of Jake. Their goal is to continue to further America, to continue to grind it out. I'm about that bag. They're about getting that bag and working for Esau to further his economy. How does that even make sense? To keep him striving and going. Those taxes not going to our people. Our roads and our hoods and so-called hoods and bad environments that we live in are not being built up, but theirs are. So why you want to build and continue to live here? You see, that's Stockholm Syndrome, man. All right? If Master's house is on fire, our house is on fire. If Master's sick, we sick. That type of mentality. And that's what Jake is stuck into. All right, but going back here again, it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations. So that's what Esau is. That's what Esau believes. And that's the mindset of these people, even though their kingdom is crumbling. That's the mindset of them, is that they're going to pass their riches and their wealth, even though it might not look good for them, all right? But they believe it's going to look good for the next generation of their people because of their inheritance, of their forefathers that stole the land. Ain't that something? And it's just a continuous cycle, with these Edomites and that way, But the Lord said that no, He's gonna stop all that, man. All right. The Lord's gonna say He's gonna put a complete halt to this place. All right. So let's go here. This is Luke 21:34. It says, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any times your hearts be overcharged with the sufferings and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that they come unto you unawares." So you don't want these troubles to come onto you unawares by believing in this system like 2/3 of our people do, or like Esau does. Having the mind frame or the mindset like Esau, Shalakiyakin. You want to have the mindset of looking forward to having your own kingdom, having your own land, all right, your own resources, all right, ruling in righteousness, bringing up your seeds in a righteous order, in a righteous kingdom. We don't have that here. That's why we look for kingdom to come. All right. So that's what we're looking forward to, man. All right. And for having that mindset and being in that mindset, these things won't come onto you unaware because you're looking forward to this place going down. unlike the rest of these people. All right. Let's see here. This is Luke 12:45. It says, but as if then servants say, it says, but as if that servant say in his heart, in his mind, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the servants, man, the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink and to be drunken, right? So don't be caught up in the philosophies and the way of this world, and let this world get you entangled into it, to where, you're like, oh, the Most High not coming. This another year has passed, the Lord ain't came. And then you get drunk and off the wine and you stagger back into the world. Be sober and be vigilant. Consider these times, and consider the evils as well. Because the more and more each day that we drive closer to Jacob's trouble, or the day of the Lord, which is Jacob's trouble, the more and more we're going to see these evils increase, which will keep us in the mindset of knowing that, and being in the mindset of knowing that, this place isn't going to continue much longer. All right. It says the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him to sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers, losing that patience, all right, or not having the patience to begin with, losing the patience with the meaning that you're in the truth, but you lost the patience of continuing the truth, continuing the race. Or being like Jake, to where not being patient at all and just wanted it right now. Because that's what the world gives you. That's what the world feeds you. This fast food mentality, this microwave life, when it's about suffering and learning, and you only learn by suffering. You learn by experience, by mistakes, but Jake don't want to do that. Just want it now, but thank the Lord for giving us a spirit of patience. All right, because within patience, it says that there's your souls, man. All right, roughly paraphrasing. All right, we're gonna continue on here. This is 1 Peter 4:3. It says, for the time past of our lives, many suffered us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, because we walked in the ways of the world. All right, the Gentiles being the other nations. All right, these Edomites, these heathens, the way they live, unholy and unrighteous, not following the law, statutes, and commandments. It says, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excessive wines, revelings, banqueting, and abominable idolatries, all right, worshiping other gods, serving our flesh, all right. We were once like that in the Gentile state of mind, but now we woken up, all right. We woken up to these things, so it's not going to catch us like a thief in the night, Lord willing, if we continue to endure. It says, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. And that's the old way, because you've changed your ways. You're changing yourself into that new creature by constantly rehearsing the righteous acts. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? It says, for this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but living according to God in the spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. That's right. So, basically, be sober and vigilant in these last days. Not, not as these other people drunken off wine, that you don't be caught naked, out here without the laws, without the commandments, and you be judged with them. All right. This is one more scripture. All right. This is Hosea 4:1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. So yeah, there's no knowledge, wisdom, truth of the Lord in the land. So therefore, wickedness is increasing, and the knowledge of the Lord is decreasing, So they don't know what to look for, because the thoughts of the Lord are not even in their mind. The signs of the Lord are not even in their mind. The warnings of the Lord are not even in their mind, So how could they know it, But that's pretty much it. That's the lesson. Lord willing, this video was edifying to whoever may be watching. Again, I want to give all praise, all honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that do this work in truth and sincerity. Until the next time, Lord willing, I say Shalom.